Every time you challenge your negative thoughts, you build a stronger, more confident version of yourself. Silence the inner critic and give your true self the chance to thrive. The power to change your life begins with changing the way you think. We all have that negative voice inside our head telling us we're not good enough or that we can't succeed. But here's the truth. You don't have to listen to it. In this video, I'll show you how to break free from negative self-thinking, replace doubt with confidence, and start believing in your ability to succeed. If you're ready to take control of your thoughts and transform your mindset, stay tuned. This could be the first step to a more positive and empowered you. Let's dive in. Number 1, break free from negative thinking and take control today. Negative thinking is not just something that happens to you, it's a pattern, a habit, a cycle that can take over your mind, causing you to feel stuck, discouraged, and defeated. But here's the truth. It doesn't have to be that way. You have the power to break free. Today, right now, you can take control of your thoughts, your emotions, and ultimately your life. The time to stop letting negative thinking control you is now. The first step in breaking free from negative thinking is acknowledging that it exists and recognizing the impact it has on your life. So often, we let negative thoughts slip by unnoticed. We think they're just part of who we are, part of our personality, or the way we've always been. But negative thinking is not a natural part of you. It's a learned behavior. It's a habit that you've developed over time. And like any habit, it can be broken. But the first step is awareness. If you're not aware of how often negative thoughts are influencing your actions, you can't change them. Start by noticing the negative self-talk that arises throughout your day. Pay attention to the thoughts that tell you you're not good enough, that you'll never succeed, that you're not capable. These thoughts aren't facts. They're just thoughts. And just because a thought enters your mind doesn't mean it has to control your actions. Recognizing this is powerful. When you realize that negative thoughts are not truths, you take away their power over you. Next, take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Negative thinking doesn't just affect how you feel, it affects what you do. When you think you're not capable or that something is too hard, you're less likely to take the actions necessary to move forward. You become paralyzed by fear and doubt, and before long, you've talked yourself out of pursuing your goals. Breaking free from negative thinking means taking control of your actions and not letting fear dictate what you do. One of the most effective ways to take control is to start replacing negative thoughts with positive ones. This doesn't mean pretending everything is perfect or ignoring real challenges. It means choosing to focus on the possibilities, the opportunities, and the things you can control. Every time a negative thought creeps in, replace it with something that serves you. If you think, "I'm not good enough," challenge that thought by reminding yourself of past successes, even the small ones. Replace "I'm not good enough" with "I've faced challenges before and overcome them. I am capable of handling this too." Positive thinking isn't just about being optimistic. It's about being practical and proactive. It's about making a conscious choice to believe in your ability to solve problems and take action. It's about finding solutions instead of dwelling on obstacles. Every time you replace negativity with positivity, you're rewiring your brain, creating a new habit that will help you achieve your goals. Another powerful tool in breaking free from negative thinking is self-compassion. Be kind to yourself. We often hold ourselves to impossibly high standards, expecting perfection in everything we do. When we fail or make mistakes, we beat ourselves up, adding to the cycle of negativity. But no one is perfect. We all make mistakes, and those mistakes are not reflections of our worth. They're opportunities to learn and grow. Treat yourself with the same kindness you would offer to a friend who is struggling. Be patient with yourself. Understand that growth takes time, and setbacks are part of the journey. When you start practicing self-compassion, you begin to break the link between negative thinking and self-criticism. Instead of falling into the trap of self-judgment, you shift your focus to growth and progress. You stop letting mistakes define you and start using them as stepping stones to success. This shift in mindset will help you break free from negative thinking and build the confidence to keep moving forward. Surrounding yourself with positivity is another crucial step in taking control. The people you spend time with, the media you consume, and the environment you create for yourself all have a powerful influence on your thoughts. If you constantly surround yourself with negativity, whether through toxic relationships, pessimistic media, or an environment that drains your energy, those negative influences will seep into your mind. But if you consciously choose to surround yourself with people who uplift you, who encourage you, and who challenge you to grow, you will find it much easier to break free from negativity. Seek out positive influences. Spend time with people who support your goals and believe in your potential. Read books and watch content that inspires and motivates you. Fill your environment with things that remind you of your purpose and your dreams. The more you expose yourself to positivity, the less room there will be for negative thinking to take root. Taking control of your thoughts also means taking control of your environment. Your physical space affects your mental state. If you live in clutter and chaos, it can be difficult to focus and think clearly. If your environment is filled with negativity, it's hard to maintain a positive mindset. Take a step toward creating an environment that supports your growth. Declutter your space. Organize your surroundings. Fill your space with things that inspire you. A clean, organized, and positive environment can have a powerful effect on your ability to break free from negative thinking. It's also essential to make time for self-care. When you're physically and mentally exhausted, it's easy to fall into negative thinking. Stress, fatigue, and burnout can make it difficult to maintain a positive mindset. Make self-care a priority in your life. Get enough sleep, eat nutritious food, exercise regularly, take breaks when needed. When you take care of your body and mind, you're better equipped to handle challenges and stay focused on your goals. Finally, remember that breaking free from negative thinking is a process, not a one-time event. It takes time, practice, and consistency. You won't stop negative thinking overnight, and that's okay. The key is to stay committed to the process, to keep challenging your negative thoughts, and to continue building new positive habits. Celebrate your progress along the way. Every time you choose positivity over negativity, you're making a shift that will lead to lasting change. You have the power to break free from negative thinking. You don't have to let it control you anymore. The key is in your hands, and it starts with a decision. A decision to take control today. A decision to replace negative thoughts with positive ones. A decision to surround yourself with positivity, practice self-compassion, and create an environment that supports your growth. You can do this. You can take control of your thoughts, your life, and your future. It starts now. Take that first step, and watch how your life begins to transform. Number 2. Challenge your inner critic and replace it with confidence. Your inner critic is something we all face. At some point, that voice in your head that tells you you're not good enough, that you'll never succeed, or that you're bound to fail. It's there, undermining your every move, causing doubt to creep into your mind when you're trying to take on something new. But here's the hard truth. That inner critic is lying to you. It's not your true voice. It's a distorted version of your own fears and insecurities. And just like any other habit, it can be challenged and replaced. The first step to challenging your inner critic is to become aware of it. Recognize when it's showing up. The voice may sound familiar. It may be the same words you've heard time and time again, but it's not the truth. Start by paying attention to when it arises. Is it when you're about to step into a new situation, or when you're faced with a challenge that seems too big to handle? Wherever it shows up, it's a signal. It's your opportunity to take action and shift your mindset. Ask yourself, is this voice really helping me? Is it encouraging me to grow, or keeping me small? Most likely, it's the latter. The inner critic is all about playing it safe, keeping you in your comfort zone, and making sure you don't take any risks. But growth doesn't happen in the comfort zone. It happens when you push beyond your limitations, when you take on challenges, and when you step into the unknown. And that's where confidence is built. One of the most powerful ways to challenge your inner critic is by reframing your thoughts. Instead of listening to the negative messages it sends you, take a moment to reframe those thoughts into something that serves you. When you hear, "You can't do this," counter it with, "I can do this, I have the ability to learn and grow." When the inner critic says, "You're not good enough," reframe it to, "I am enough, and I'm capable of improving every day." This simple shift in thinking can make a world of difference. Reframing is all about looking at the situation from a different perspective. The inner critic wants to keep you trapped in a cycle of negativity, but you have the power to break free from that cycle. Every time you catch yourself believing the lies it tells you, pause and change the narrative. You are not defined by your weaknesses. You are defined by your strengths and your willingness to grow. Challenge your inner critic by replacing its harsh words with affirmations of your strength and ability. Confidence is built through action. The more you act in spite of your fears, the more you prove to yourself that you're capable. Every time you take a step forward, even if it's a small one, you reinforce your belief in your own abilities. You begin to realize that the inner critic is not the voice of truth. It's the voice of fear. And fear only holds power when you let it. When you challenge the inner critic, you're not just silencing negative thoughts, you're building a new identity. You're choosing to see yourself as someone who is capable, someone who takes risks, and someone who has the power to succeed. This shift in perspective doesn't happen overnight, but with consistency and practice, it becomes part of who you are. You start to realize that the negative voice in your head isn't the real you. The real you is the person who is brave enough to face challenges, strong enough to overcome them, and confident enough to trust in your abilities. Another key to replacing the inner critic with confidence is developing self-compassion. So often we listen to that voice because we believe we're not good enough, we're not worthy of success, or we're not deserving of happiness. But those are lies. You are worthy, you are deserving, and you are good enough, right now exactly as you are. The inner critic preys on your insecurities, but self-compassion can quiet those fears. When you treat yourself with kindness, when you recognize that you are doing your best and growing every day, you begin to silence the negativity. Self-compassion means accepting that you will make mistakes. That's part of being human. But making mistakes doesn't make you a failure. It makes you a learner, someone who is brave enough to try, and bold enough to keep going. Every successful person has faced setbacks. They've all had moments of self-doubt, but what sets them apart is their willingness to continue, to try again, and to keep pushing forward, even when the inner critic is loud and persistent. If you want to replace your inner critic with confidence, you must also surround yourself with people who support you. The environment you're in greatly impacts how you think and feel about yourself. If you're surrounded by people who constantly put you down, who reinforce your doubts, or who criticize you, it will be harder to build confidence. But when you surround yourself with people who believe in you, who encourage you, and who push you to be better, you begin to see yourself in a different light. You begin to realize that you are worthy of success, and that you can achieve great things with the right support and mindset. But there's also something very powerful in challenging the inner critic that comes from embracing your own uniqueness. Stop comparing yourself to others. The inner critic thrives on comparison. It tells you that you're not as good as someone else, that you don't measure up, or that you'll never be as successful as others. But this kind of thinking only keeps you stuck. You are on your own journey. Your experiences, your abilities and your path are unique to you. And that's where your true power lies. Embrace who you are, where you are right now, and trust that your journey is unfolding in its own perfect way. Comparison steals joy. It makes you feel like you're not enough. But when you shift your focus from what others are doing to what you are doing, you take back your power. Confidence comes from within. It comes from accepting yourself fully, and realizing that you have everything you need to succeed. Finally, challenge the inner critic by setting small, achievable goals. The inner critic loves to tell you that your goals are too big, that you're not ready, or that you'll never make it. But every time you set a small goal and achieve it, you're proving that inner critic wrong. Each small win builds momentum, and soon you'll find that the voice of doubt becomes quieter and quieter. It's not about doing everything perfectly, it's about taking action. It's about showing up for yourself every day, even when it's hard, and making progress. Confidence is built one step at a time, and the more steps you take, the more you'll realize that you're stronger than the inner critic. You have the power to overcome those self-doubts and replace them with unwavering confidence.
Number 3. Focus on your strengths
and eliminate self-doubt immediately. We all have strengths, but sometimes we don't see them. We get caught up in focusing on what we can't do, what we haven't achieved, or where we've fallen short. Self-doubt creeps in, and before we know it, we've forgotten the powerful qualities and skills that we already possess. But here's the truth. Focusing on your strengths is one of the most powerful things you can do to eliminate self-doubt and create momentum toward the life you want. When you focus on your strengths, you stop letting your weaknesses define you. Every person has something unique to offer, whether it's your ability to connect with people, your creativity, your work ethic, or your analytical skills. There is something inside of you that is special and capable of driving your success. You have to start acknowledging those strengths every day. Stop comparing yourself to others and measuring yourself against their progress. Everyone's journey is different, and comparing yourself only leads to unnecessary frustration and doubt. The first step to eliminating self-doubt is to change your mindset. Instead of focusing on your shortcomings or mistakes, put your energy into what you do well. Every time you think of something you struggle with, replace that thought with something that showcases your strength. For example, if you're having a hard time learning something new, stop focusing on how difficult it is and remind yourself of the times you've successfully mastered other things. Think of the challenges you've already overcome and how those moments reflect your ability to learn and grow. That's your strength. The more you focus on your strengths, the more confident you become. When you see yourself doing things well, your belief in your ability to tackle new challenges grows. This is a cycle that feeds itself. The more you focus on your capabilities, the more you'll recognize new strengths within yourself. It's a continuous reinforcing process that will drive your success. But it all starts with awareness. You have to recognize your strengths first, or else they remain hidden, waiting to be acknowledged. Take a moment to think about what you're good at. Maybe it's organizing, solving problems, leading a team, or being a great listener. Whatever it is, write it down. Then think about how you can use those strengths to your advantage. We often forget how much power we hold within ourselves simply because we don't pay attention to the things we do well. Start acknowledging your strengths, even in the smallest tasks. Do this every day. It might feel unnatural at first, but with practice, focusing on your strengths will become second nature. It's also important to recognize that self-doubt thrives when we try to be everything to everyone. When we try to be good at everything, we stretch ourselves too thin, and we begin to feel inadequate. But focusing on your strengths means doubling down on what you're already great at. You don't need to master every skill in the world. It's more important to be the best version of yourself, using the talents and abilities you already have. Ask yourself, what am I naturally good at? What do I enjoy doing? What do others appreciate about me? These questions are a gateway to discovering your strengths, and once you identify them, build your life and your work around them. The more you invest in your strengths, the more you'll eliminate self-doubt and feel more confident in your abilities. One of the best ways to overcome self-doubt is to look back at your past successes. It's easy to forget all the things you've already accomplished. Instead, we tend to focus on what we haven't achieved yet, or what hasn't gone as planned. But your past is filled with evidence of your strength and ability. Whether it was overcoming a tough challenge, achieving a personal goal, or making a positive impact in someone else's life, these are all reminders of what you are capable of. When self-doubt creeps in, take a moment to revisit those successes, write them down, reflect on how you felt in those moments of accomplishment. You'll quickly realize that you've overcome obstacles before, and you can do it again. Stop letting your inner critic tell you that you can't achieve something. It's time to take control and focus on your strengths. Self-doubt is a liar. It tries to convince you that you're not good enough, not capable enough, and not worthy of success. But when you shift your attention to your strengths, you stop listening to the lies and start believing in your potential. You can accomplish anything when you put your energy into what you're good at. Another key to eliminating self-doubt is setting small, achievable goals that play to your strengths. Self-doubt grows when we feel overwhelmed by big, seemingly impossible goals. But by breaking those goals down into smaller, more manageable steps, you make progress in a way that feels more attainable. When you focus on the steps you can take today, rather than worrying about the big picture, you're building confidence one action at a time. For example, if you're not confident in your public speaking abilities, start by practicing in front of a mirror or recording yourself. Focus on how well you communicate, not on your flaws. Keep refining your skills until you feel more confident. As you progress, celebrate each small win. The more you use your strengths to push yourself forward, the more self-doubt fades away. Surround yourself with people who encourage and support you. If you're constantly around people who point out your weaknesses or bring you down, it will be harder to focus on your strengths. Seek out those who uplift you and believe in your abilities. Having a strong support system makes a huge difference when it comes to building confidence. These people remind you of your worth and help you stay focused on your strengths, especially during moments of doubt. Number 4. Train your mind to reject negativity and embrace positivity. We choose how we respond to situations, how we treat others, most importantly, how we view ourselves and the world around us. One of the most critical choices we make is whether we allow negativity to control our mindset or whether we decide to embrace positivity. Your mindset is everything. It shapes your reality, impacts your actions, and determines your success. If you want to achieve anything meaningful in life, you must train your mind to reject negativity and embrace positivity. Negativity is inevitable. It's part of life. The world can feel overwhelming sometimes, and people will disappoint you. You will face challenges and setbacks. But what defines you is not what happens to you. It's how you choose to respond. Negative thoughts and emotions will arise. They always do. But the key is not allowing them to define your state of mind. You have the power to control what you allow to settle in your thoughts. Start by acknowledging that negativity is just a thought. It is not who you are. It doesn't define you, and it doesn't have to control you. Negative thoughts are fleeting, and they don't need to stick around. The moment you recognize them, you can choose to let them go. Just because a negative thought pops into your mind doesn't mean it has any power over you. In fact, you can dismiss it. You can reject it. But the choice is yours. To train your mind to reject negativity, it starts with awareness. You need to become aware of the negative patterns in your thinking. Pay attention to the language you use when talking to yourself. How often do you tell yourself that you're not good enough, that you're incapable, or that you'll never succeed? These negative thoughts only reinforce your insecurities and limit your potential. Start noticing when these thoughts arise. When you catch yourself thinking negatively, challenge it. Ask yourself, is this really true? Is this thought serving me? As you begin to identify negative thought patterns, you can start replacing them with positive, empowering ones. Every time you think you're not good enough, replace that thought with, I am capable and I am worthy of success. When you think, this is too difficult for me, change that thought to, I am learning and growing with every challenge I face. By consciously shifting your mindset, you slowly reprogram your thoughts and train your brain to reject negativity. But training your mind doesn't happen overnight. It's a gradual process, and it requires consistent effort. Every day you must choose to think positively. It won't always be easy. There will be days when negativity seems to flood your mind. But on those days you must remind yourself that you have control. You can choose to focus on the positive aspects of any situation. No matter how tough it may seem, you can find something good in every challenge, every setback, and every disappointment. It's all about perspective. Think about the power of gratitude. Gratitude is one of the most effective tools in training your mind to embrace positivity. When you focus on what you are grateful for, it shifts your perspective. Gratitude immediately brings you to a place of positivity and appreciation for what you have, rather than what you don't have. Every morning before you get out of bed, take a moment to think of 3 things you're grateful for. It could be something as simple as a roof over your head, the love of family, or the opportunity to learn and grow. Gratitude helps ground you in positivity and reminds you of all the good things in your life. One of the most powerful ways to reject negativity is by surrounding yourself with positivity. The people you spend time with have a significant impact on your mindset. If you're constantly surrounded by negative influences, whether it's people who criticize you, bring you down, or spread negativity, it will be harder for you to maintain a positive outlook. You must make the choice to distance yourself from negative influences and seek out those who uplift you, encourage you, and support your growth. Surround yourself with people who believe in your potential, who inspire you to be better, and who remind you of your strengths. Another important aspect of embracing positivity is self-care. When you take care of your physical, emotional, and mental health, you are more resilient to negativity. Exercise, eat well, get enough sleep, and engage in activities that bring you joy and relaxation. A healthy body and mind are essential for cultivating a positive mindset. When you feel good about yourself, it's easier to reject negativity and maintain a positive attitude. Positivity doesn't mean ignoring challenges or pretending everything is perfect. It means acknowledging the difficulties, but choosing to focus on solutions, growth, and opportunities. It's about recognizing that setbacks are part of the process, and that every challenge you face is an opportunity to become stronger. When you train your mind to reject negativity, you begin to see challenges as stepping stones, not roadblocks. Every time you encounter a negative thought, remind yourself that you have the power to choose your response. You can either let that negativity control you, or you can choose to focus on something positive. The more you practice this, the easier it becomes, and over time your mindset will shift. You'll start to see the world differently. Instead of focusing on what's wrong, you'll focus on what's right. You'll start to see possibilities instead of limitations. You'll begin to feel more empowered, more capable, and more confident in your ability to achieve your goals. When you embrace positivity, you start to attract more positivity into your life. Positive thoughts create positive actions, and positive actions lead to positive outcomes. The energy you put out into the world is reflected back to you. When you choose to see the best in situations and people, you'll find that the world around you becomes a more positive place. You'll become a magnet for success, happiness, and opportunity. Your positivity will inspire others and create a ripple effect that spreads to everyone around you. Number 5. Recognize negative thoughts and replace them with solutions. Negative thoughts are a natural part of being human. We all experience them from time to time. Thoughts that tell us we're not good enough, that we won't succeed, or that we're bound to fail. These thoughts can be overwhelming, and at times, they seem like they're controlling us. But what defines you is not the negative thoughts that come into your mind. It's how you respond to them. You have the power to recognize these thoughts and replace them with solutions. The first step in overcoming negative thoughts is awareness. You need to become aware of when these thoughts enter your mind. Negative thinking can be sneaky. It can start small, like a little doubt, and slowly grow into something much bigger if left unchecked. The key is to catch it early. The moment you feel a negative thought creep in, acknowledge it. Say to yourself, "I see you, but you don't control me." By recognizing the thought, you disarm it. You take away its power. Once you've recognized the negative thought, the next step is to ask yourself, what's the solution here? Negative thoughts often stem from problems or obstacles in our lives. But instead of dwelling on the problem, focus on what you can do to solve it. This shift in thinking is crucial. Instead of seeing yourself as a victim of circumstance, you begin to see yourself as a problem solver, someone who is in control of their future. For example, let's say you have a thought like, "I'll never be able to get that promotion at work." This thought can easily spiral into self-doubt, making you feel inadequate and unqualified. But instead of letting that thought take over, ask yourself, what can I do to change this? Perhaps the solution is gaining new skills, asking for feedback, or taking on more responsibility at work. Focus on the actions you can take, not on the things you can't control. One of the most powerful ways to replace negative thoughts is by focusing on solutions rather than problems. The more you focus on solutions, the more empowered you feel. It shifts your mindset from a place of helplessness to a place of strength. You stop viewing yourself as a victim of your circumstances and start seeing yourself as someone who can handle whatever comes your way. Another helpful strategy is to reframe the negative thought. If you think, "I can't do this," reframe it as, "I haven't figured it out yet, but I will." This simple shift in language can make a world of difference. It turns a fixed mindset into a growth mindset. It opens up the possibility for improvement and change. Instead of giving up on yourself, you give yourself permission to learn and grow. But this process takes time. It's important to remember that replacing negative thoughts with solutions isn't an instant fix. It's a habit that you need to cultivate. It's like exercising a muscle. You need to work at it regularly. Every time you have a negative thought, consciously replace it with a solution. Over time, this becomes second nature. You'll start to notice a significant shift in how you approach challenges. Instead of feeling defeated, you'll feel empowered to take action and find solutions. You also need to remember that not every solution is going to be perfect. Some solutions will work right away, and others will require some trial and error. That's okay. The important thing is that you're taking action. You're not letting negative thoughts paralyze you. You're moving forward, one step at a time, no matter how small those steps may be. When you focus on solutions, you build resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks and keep moving forward. It's the ability to look at challenges as opportunities rather than obstacles. When you approach problems with a solution-oriented mindset, you strengthen your resilience because you're not overwhelmed by the problem itself. You see the challenge as something you can handle. And even if things don't go according to plan, you know that you can try again, learn from your mistakes, and keep pushing forward. Another important part of replacing negative thoughts with solutions is surrounding yourself with positive influences. The people you spend time with can either lift you up or drag you down. If you're constantly around people who dwell on problems, complain about everything, and focus on what's wrong, it will be harder for you to maintain a positive mindset. On the other hand, if you surround yourself with people who focus on solutions, who tackle problems head-on, and who encourage you to take action, you'll be more likely to do the same. Positive influences can help reinforce your mindset and provide you with the motivation and encouragement you need to keep going. When you start recognizing negative thoughts and replacing them with solutions, you'll notice a change in the way you feel. Negative thinking breeds feelings of anxiety, self-doubt, and fear. But focusing on solutions brings clarity, confidence, and peace of mind. You stop feeling helpless and start feeling empowered. You begin to trust yourself more because you know that no matter what comes your way, you can handle it. One of the biggest benefits of this practice is that it frees you from the weight of negativity. Negative thoughts can be exhausting. They drain your energy and hold you back from reaching your full potential. But when you replace them with solutions, you feel lighter. You feel like you have control over your life. You begin to see that you are the author of your own story, and you have the power to shape your future. As you continue to practice recognizing negative thoughts and replacing them with solutions, you'll find that your mindset becomes more positive overall. You'll become more optimistic, more hopeful, and more determined to succeed. And as your mindset shifts, so will your actions. You'll start taking more initiative, stepping out of your comfort zone, and tackling challenges head-on. And with each small success, you'll build momentum that will carry you through even the toughest times. Number 6. Take action daily to silence negative self-talk forever. Every day you have an opportunity to take control of your thoughts. Negative self-talk is something that can creep into your mind at any moment. It doesn't matter how successful you are or how much you've accomplished. Negative thoughts have the power to slow you down, drag you into doubt, and hold you back from reaching your full potential. The key to silencing this voice forever is taking consistent action. It's not enough to just recognize negative thoughts. You have to actively counter them with positive action on a daily basis. The first step to silencing negative self-talk is creating awareness. You cannot address something unless you first recognize it. You need to be able to identify when negative self-talk is happening. It might be a thought like, "I'm not good enough," or "I can't do this." These thoughts will always be there to challenge you. But when you notice them, you can stop them in their tracks. Awareness is the first weapon in your fight against negativity. The next step is to replace that negative thought with something positive. It's important to realize that simply trying to suppress negative thoughts is not effective. You cannot fight negativity with more negativity. Instead, you must actively replace those harmful thoughts with affirmations and positive beliefs. For instance, instead of thinking, "I'm not good enough," remind yourself, "I am capable, and I am always improving. It's important that the positive statement you choose is believable and aligns with your goals. The more you replace negative thoughts with positive ones, the less room there will be for self-doubt. But awareness and replacement alone are not enough. The real key to silencing negative self-talk is daily action. Action solidifies your mindset and reinforces the new belief system you are trying to build. It doesn't matter how small the action is, taking even the smallest step toward your goals will help you weaken the grip of negativity. The daily practice of taking action proves to yourself that you are capable of succeeding, no matter how many negative thoughts arise. Think of each action as a challenge to the negative thoughts that try to hold you back. Every time you take action, you are showing yourself that you are more powerful than your doubts. Whether it's making a phone call you've been avoiding, sending an email, or completing a task that feels intimidating, you are making progress. The more you take action, the more you send the message to your subconscious that you are worthy of success. Consistency is key here. One small action every day is far more powerful than a single grand gesture. It's the repeated effort over time that begins to change your internal dialogue. Negative self-talk thrives when we stop acting. It whispers to you when you avoid tasks, when you procrastinate, and when you don't take responsibility for your actions. But when you start showing up every day, when you consistently push yourself to take action no matter what, those negative thoughts start to lose their power. Every day that you take action is a victory over the doubt and fear trying to take over your mind. One powerful way to ensure that you take action every day is by setting clear, actionable goals. These goals should be specific, measurable, and achievable. It's easy to become overwhelmed by big goals if you don't break them down into manageable steps. For example, if your goal is to write a book, don't focus on the entire project at once. Instead, set a daily goal of writing a certain number of words or pages. Focus on the task at hand, not on the overwhelming end result. By focusing on one step at a time, you can build momentum, and that momentum will keep your negative thoughts at bay. As you continue to take consistent action, you'll begin to notice a shift in your thinking. Negative thoughts won't hold as much weight as they did before. When you look at yourself in the mirror, you'll see someone who is taking control, moving forward, and becoming the person you want to be. Over time, this will have a profound impact on your confidence. As you build small wins, your self-belief grows stronger. Another important aspect of silencing negative self-talk is practicing self-compassion. It's easy to be hard on yourself when things don't go as planned. Negative thoughts often arise when we fail or make mistakes, and we tend to be our harshest critics. But failure is not the end of the road. It's part of the process. Instead of berating yourself for a setback, show yourself kindness. Say, "It's okay, I'm learning, and I'll get better next time." This kind of self-compassion helps you bounce back faster and keeps you from falling into the trap of negative thinking. Furthermore, it's crucial to surround yourself with positive influences. The people you spend your time with can either reinforce your negative self-talk or help silence it. Surround yourself with individuals who encourage you, who believe in you, and who push you to take action. Positive relationships can help keep your mind focused on solutions rather than problems. When you have a support system, you're less likely to fall prey to negative thoughts. The right people in your life will challenge you to rise above the negativity and keep moving forward. As you continue taking action every day, don't forget to celebrate your progress. Each step, no matter how small, is a victory. The more you celebrate, the more positive reinforcement you give yourself, and the more it becomes ingrained in your mindset. Don't wait until you've reached your big goal to celebrate. Celebrate every little win along the way. This helps create a positive feedback loop where taking action leads to more positive thoughts, which leads to more action, and so on. Lastly, understand that silencing negative self-talk isn't something that happens overnight. It's a process that requires commitment, patience, and consistency. But the rewards are worth it. When you take action daily, you not only silence your negative thoughts, but you also empower yourself to live a life of purpose and success. You stop letting your doubts control you, and you start controlling your own narrative. Number 7. Start speaking kindly to yourself and believe in progress. The way you speak to yourself has a profound impact on your mindset and the direction your life takes. We are our own harshest critics. In moments of failure or frustration, we often turn against ourselves. We say things like, "I'm not good enough," "I'll never get it right," or "I'm a failure." These words are not only damaging, but they are also limiting your potential. You can't build a strong future on a foundation of negativity. If you want to create real change in your life, it's time to start speaking kindly to yourself and truly believing in the progress you're making. How we talk to ourselves reflects how we see ourselves. If we constantly criticize and judge ourselves, we're reinforcing the belief that we're incapable. We're telling our minds that we're not worthy of success, happiness, or fulfillment. But when we speak kindly to ourselves, we start to shift our mindset. We start telling ourselves that we are capable, that we are enough, and that we are worthy of success. This shift in mindset isn't just about positive thinking. It's about reinforcing a belief system that supports growth and progress. Start by becoming aware of how you speak to yourself. Pay attention to the negative thoughts that run through your mind. These thoughts often come up automatically, but that doesn't mean they have to control you. The first step to changing them is awareness. The next step is actively choosing to speak to yourself differently. When you make a mistake, instead of saying, "I'm an idiot," try saying, "I made a mistake, but I can learn from it." This shift in language may seem small, but it has a massive impact. You are no longer defining yourself by your failures. You are seeing them as opportunities for growth. It's essential to replace self-criticism with self-compassion. When you start speaking kindly to yourself, you allow yourself the space to make mistakes, learn, and grow. Speak to yourself like you would speak to a friend. If your friend was struggling, you wouldn't tell them they were a failure. You would encourage them and remind them of their strengths. It's time to treat yourself with the same level of kindness and respect. One of the most important things you can do when speaking kindly to yourself is to focus on your progress, not your setbacks. Everyone experiences challenges, but it's how you respond to those challenges that matters. If you only focus on your mistakes, you'll never see the full picture of how far you've come. Instead of looking at the things you haven't done yet, take time to acknowledge all the things you have achieved. Recognize the small wins, the steps forward, and the progress you've made. This focus on progress builds confidence and reinforces your belief in your ability to achieve more. Believing in progress is just as important as speaking kindly to yourself. When you focus on progress rather than perfection, you open the door to growth. Perfection is an impossible standard, and chasing it will only lead to frustration and disappointment. Progress, on the other hand, is measurable and achievable. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. When you start to believe in the power of progress, you begin to appreciate how much you've grown, even if the path hasn't been perfect. To truly believe in progress, it's important to recognize that growth is a journey, not a destination. It's easy to get discouraged when you focus only on where you want to be and forget about how far you've come. Life is not about reaching some final point of perfection. It's about continually improving, learning, and becoming better. Each day you make progress, you're becoming the person you were meant to be. If you start speaking to yourself with kindness and acknowledging your progress, you'll find that you develop the confidence to take bigger risks and push yourself further than you ever thought possible. When you focus on progress, you start to let go of the need for instant results. It's easy to get caught up in the pressure to achieve big things quickly, but true progress takes time. It's about taking small, consistent steps every day. Believe that every small step counts, and celebrate the small victories along the way. The more you believe in your progress, the more motivated you'll become to keep moving forward. A powerful tool for reinforcing belief in progress is journaling. Writing down your thoughts, accomplishments, and goals helps you reflect on how far you've come. It allows you to see the tangible progress you've made, and it serves as a reminder that you are constantly growing. When you look back at your journal entries, you'll be able to see your own evolution and gain a deeper understanding of how much you've learned and achieved. Another key to speaking kindly to yourself and believing in progress is cultivating patience. We live in a world that rewards quick results and instant gratification, but personal growth doesn't work that way. It's a slow and steady process that requires time, effort, and commitment. Be patient with yourself as you navigate this journey. Understand that setbacks are a part of the process, and they don't define you. The key is to keep moving forward, even if the progress feels slow. As long as you're moving forward, you're making progress. Remember that progress is not always linear. There will be times when you feel like you're taking 2 steps forward and 1 step back. That's okay. It's all part of the journey. What matters is that you keep going, keep speaking kindly to yourself, and keep believing in your ability to improve. Progress is built on persistence, and every day you choose to be kind to yourself and acknowledge your growth, you're moving closer to your goals. One of the most powerful shifts you can make is to stop comparing yourself to others. Everyone's journey is different, and comparing yourself to someone else will only rob you of your own joy and growth. Instead, focus on your own path and the progress you're making. Celebrate your uniqueness, and remember that your journey is yours alone. No one else can walk your path, so don't waste time trying to live someone else's story. Believe in your own progress, and trust that you're exactly where you need to be. When you start speaking kindly to yourself and believing in your progress, you'll notice a profound change in how you approach life. You'll be more confident, more motivated, and more resilient. Instead of letting negative thoughts dictate your actions, you'll take control and move forward with purpose. You'll begin to see setbacks as stepping stones, and you'll understand that growth is a process, not an event. Number 8. Build new habits that support a positive mindset consistently. Building new habits is one of the most powerful ways to reshape your mindset and create a lasting change in your life. Habits are the actions that you repeat every day, and they ultimately define the direction your life will take. If you want to develop a positive mindset, you need to start by building habits that support it consistently. The right habits have the ability to transform your thoughts, actions, and ultimately your life. So let's talk about how you can build those habits and keep them going for the long term. The first step in building positive habits is to recognize the impact that your current habits have on your mindset. Many of the habits you've developed over time are shaping how you think, feel, and approach the world. If you have negative habits like constantly doubting yourself or complaining about your situation, they are reinforcing a negative mindset. But the good news is that habits can be changed. It all starts with recognizing which habits are holding you back and then replacing them with new ones that support the positive mindset you want to develop. Start by choosing one habit to focus on. It's important not to try to change everything at once, because this can become overwhelming. When you're building new habits, the key is to start small. Pick a habit that you can realistically commit to every day. It could be something as simple as starting your day with a positive affirmation or taking 5 minutes to practice gratitude. Whatever habit you choose, make sure it's something that will reinforce your positive mindset and set the tone for your day. The next step is to commit to consistency. Positive habits don't work unless you practice them consistently. It's easy to get excited about a new habit and then fall off track after a few days. But if you want these habits to become ingrained in your life, you need to commit to doing them every day, no matter how you feel. Consistency is the key to making positive habits stick. This doesn't mean you won't face challenges or slip-ups along the way, but it does mean that you keep showing up every day and recommitting to your habit. One of the most powerful habits you can build is gratitude. Starting each day by acknowledging what you are grateful for shifts your focus away from negativity and helps you appreciate the positive aspects of your life. Gratitude trains your brain to look for the good in any situation, and it fosters a mindset of abundance instead of scarcity. It can be as simple as writing down 3 things you're grateful for every morning, or taking a moment to reflect on the things you appreciate before bed. When you practice gratitude consistently, you begin to see the world through a more positive lens. Another habit that supports a positive mindset is visualization. Visualizing your goals and the life you want to create can help reinforce the belief that it's possible. Spend a few minutes each day visualizing yourself succeeding, achieving your goals, and living the life you desire. Picture yourself overcoming challenges and feeling proud of your accomplishments. This practice of visualization not only boosts your confidence, but also keeps you motivated when things get tough. Exercise is another habit that supports a positive mindset. Physical activity has a direct impact on how we feel mentally and emotionally. When you exercise, your brain releases endorphins, which are chemicals that make you feel good. Regular exercise helps reduce stress, increase energy, and improve your mood. Whether it's going for a walk, doing yoga, or hitting the gym, find an exercise routine that works for you and commit to it regularly. The positive effects of exercise will spill over into other areas of your life, helping to reinforce your positive mindset. Mindfulness is also a habit that plays a crucial role in fostering a positive mindset. Being mindful means being present in the moment and not letting your thoughts get carried away with worries about the future or regrets from the past. By practicing mindfulness, you can train your mind to focus on what's happening right now and appreciate the present moment. Whether it's through meditation, deep breathing, or simply paying attention to your surroundings, mindfulness helps you develop a sense of peace and calm, which is essential for maintaining a positive mindset. As you work on building these positive habits, it's important to track your progress. Keep a journal where you record your daily habits and reflect on how they are making you feel. Tracking your progress helps you stay accountable to your goals and allows you to see how far you've come. It also helps you identify patterns and make adjustments if necessary. If a particular habit isn't serving you or isn't bringing the results you want, don't be afraid to change it and try something else. Accountability is another powerful tool when building new habits. Find someone you trust, a friend, family member, or mentor, and share your goals with them. Ask them to hold you accountable and check in with you regularly. When you know that someone else is rooting for you and checking in on your progress, you're more likely to stick with your new habits. Accountability provides that extra layer of motivation that keeps you on track even when you feel like giving up. While consistency is key, you must also practice patience. Building new habits takes time, and there will be days when you feel discouraged or frustrated. Understand that changing your mindset and your habits is a journey, not an overnight fix. Celebrate the small wins along the way and be kind to yourself when things don't go as planned. Remember, building habits is not about perfection, it's about progress. Keep moving forward and trust the process. It's also important to build habits that align with your values and goals. If you're working to improve your mindset, focus on habits that nurture your mental and emotional well-being. Ask yourself what habits will support the person you want to become. If your goal is to be more positive, prioritize habits that promote optimism, growth, and self-love. Choose habits that reinforce the kind of person you want to be in the future. As you continue to build positive habits, you'll begin to see how they influence the rest of your life. When you feel good about yourself and have a positive mindset, you approach challenges with confidence, build stronger relationships, and make better decisions. Positive habits create momentum, and the more you practice them, the more they become ingrained in your life. Before you know it, you'll be living with a mindset that supports your success, happiness, and overall well-being. Number 9. Empower yourself by choosing thoughts that fuel success. You are in control of your thoughts, and those thoughts shape the reality you live. The way you think determines how you act, how you feel, and what you achieve. If you want to succeed, you must first empower yourself by taking charge of your thinking. Your thoughts are the fuel that drives your actions. And if you choose to fuel your mind with positive, empowering thoughts, you will create a path to success. Let's dive into how you can actively choose thoughts that will propel you forward. Start by recognizing the power of your thoughts. Every single thought that you have influences your emotions and your behavior. Negative thoughts can weigh you down, cloud your judgment, and limit your potential. On the other hand, positive, empowering thoughts lift you up, inspire you to take action, and keep you moving toward your goals. The reality is that you have a choice in what you think. You have the ability to direct your thoughts in a way that serves your best interests and propels you toward success. When you realize that your thoughts are powerful, you start to understand that you are not at the mercy of your emotions or circumstances. Instead, you are in charge. It's important to acknowledge that, no matter how challenging life may seem, you have the ability to choose your response. You can choose to focus on solutions, not problems. You can choose to see opportunities, not obstacles. You can choose to believe in your potential, not your limitations. This shift in mindset is the first step in empowering yourself. One way to start choosing empowering thoughts is by focusing on your strengths. Everyone has strengths, talents, and abilities that they can leverage to create success. The challenge is that many people spend too much time focusing on their weaknesses and what they can't do. This only fuels self-doubt and keeps you stuck. Instead, start looking at what you are good at. What have you achieved in the past? What do people consistently praise you for? These are the areas where you have potential to excel. And by focusing on them, you'll start building the confidence you need to succeed. Another essential strategy for empowering your thoughts is practicing gratitude. Gratitude has the power to transform your mindset. When you are grateful, you shift your focus from what you lack to what you already have. This shift not only makes you feel better, but it also changes the way you approach life. Instead of thinking about all the things that are wrong or out of your control, gratitude helps you focus on the positive things you have right now. It fuels the belief that things can get better and that you are capable of creating the life you desire. Your thoughts can either hold you back or move you forward, depending on how you choose to approach them. The key is to consciously redirect your thoughts towards solutions and possibilities. Whenever you encounter a challenge or a setback, choose to focus on what you can do, not on what you can't do. This mindset shift will fuel your ability to take action and move forward, even when things aren't perfect. Rather than getting caught up in the negative, focus on what you can control and what steps you can take to improve the situation. Start to practice positive affirmations. These are simple positive statements that you repeat to yourself every day. They may feel awkward at first, but they are a powerful tool for rewiring your brain and empowering your thoughts. Affirmations help to counteract the negative self-talk that often holds us back. They train your mind to believe in your abilities and your potential. For example, instead of thinking, "I'm not good enough to succeed," replace that thought with, "I have everything I need to succeed." By consistently affirming positive beliefs about yourself, you reinforce the idea that success is within your reach. Next, begin surrounding yourself with people who lift you up. The people you spend time with have a profound impact on your thoughts. If you are constantly surrounded by negativity or pessimism, it will be harder for you to maintain an empowering mindset. However, when you surround yourself with people who are optimistic, supportive, and driven, you'll naturally start to adopt those same qualities. Seek out those who inspire you, challenge you to grow, and believe in your potential. Being around positive influences will empower you to choose thoughts that fuel your success. Visualize your success. Visualization is a powerful tool for creating a positive mindset. When you vividly imagine yourself achieving your goals, you send powerful signals to your brain that success is not only possible, but it is already happening. Whether it's imagining yourself completing a project, reaching a milestone, or living the life you want, visualization helps you reinforce the belief that success is within your grasp. By doing this regularly, you will begin to notice your thoughts shift toward possibilities and solutions. Another important step in empowering your thoughts is challenging the negative ones. Whenever you catch yourself thinking a limiting thought, question it. Ask yourself, is this thought true? Is it helpful? Is it serving me? Most of the time, negative thoughts are based on fear, doubt, or past experiences, and they don't reflect the reality of your situation. When you challenge these thoughts, you begin to see them for what they really are, just thoughts. And just because you have a thought doesn't mean you have to believe it. Challenge the negativity and replace it with thoughts that empower you. Self-talk is one of the most powerful tools for empowering your mindset. The way you talk to yourself matters. If you're constantly putting yourself down, it will be nearly impossible to move forward with confidence. Instead, replace negative self-talk with positive, empowering statements. Speak to yourself as you would speak to a friend, encouraging, supportive, and full of belief in your potential. The more you speak kindly and positively to yourself, the more your mind will begin to accept those beliefs as truth. You also need to take ownership of your journey. Success is not something that happens by accident. It's something you create by choosing your thoughts, your actions, and your responses. You are responsible for your own success, and that responsibility begins with your thoughts. When you take ownership of your mindset, you take control of your life. No one else can dictate what you think or believe unless you allow them to. By choosing thoughts that fuel your success, you are taking full responsibility for your future and empowering yourself to take the necessary actions to achieve your goals. It's important to remember that empowering yourself is a process. It won't happen overnight, and there will be moments of doubt and setbacks along the way. But the more you practice choosing empowering thoughts, the stronger you will become. The key is to stay committed to your mindset, even when things get tough. Trust that by consistently choosing thoughts that fuel your success, you are building the foundation for a life filled with opportunities and achievements. Number 10. Commit to growth by overcoming negativity every single day. Committing to growth requires a deliberate decision to face and overcome negativity on a daily basis. The challenge is not in avoiding negativity entirely, but in how we respond to it. Growth is a continuous journey, and to move forward, you must develop the ability to handle negative thoughts and emotions as they arise, without allowing them to derail you. The reality is that negativity will always find its way into your life, but what defines your future is how you deal with it. If you commit to overcoming it every single day, you will steadily build the resilience necessary to unlock your full potential. To begin, acknowledge that negativity is part of being human. We all experience it at various points in our lives. It could come in the form of self-doubt, fear, criticism, or external challenges. It's important to understand that experiencing negative thoughts or emotions is not the problem. The problem is how you let those thoughts influence your actions, decisions, and mindset. If you allow negativity to control your life, it will dictate your path. But if you choose to face it, learn from it, and rise above it, you can transform it into a tool for growth. The first step in committing to growth is developing a deep awareness of negativity when it appears. Too often, people allow negative thoughts to sneak into their minds without even realizing it. It's easy to get caught up in the cycle of negative thinking, especially when you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed. But by being aware of when negativity is creeping in, you can take immediate action to stop it in its tracks. Awareness is the first defense against negativity. Recognizing that negative thinking is happening gives you the opportunity to decide not to engage with it. Once you've developed this awareness, the next step is to create a shift in your mindset. Instead of letting negative thoughts control you, shift your focus to what you can control. Negative thinking often focuses on problems, obstacles, or past failures. These thoughts can keep you stuck in a cycle of inaction, frustration, and self-doubt. But by shifting your focus to solutions, opportunities, and what you can do today to move forward, you regain control. Rather than dwelling on what's wrong, focus on what's right, and take purposeful action toward improvement. Another essential part of overcoming negativity is reframing your thoughts. This means changing the way you interpret and respond to negative situations. For example, when you face a setback, instead of seeing it as failure, choose to see it as a lesson, an opportunity to learn, and a chance to grow. Negative situations often bring with them valuable lessons that can help you become stronger, smarter, and more resilient. Reframing is not about ignoring reality or pretending that problems don't exist. It's about choosing to view those problems from a different perspective, one that empowers you to take action rather than be paralyzed by fear or doubt. Commit to growth by replacing negative self-talk with positive affirmations. The language you use with yourself matters. If you constantly tell yourself you can't do something or that you're not good enough, you are feeding your mind with negativity. Start affirming your worth, your capabilities, and your potential. Speak to yourself in a way that motivates and encourages you. Remind yourself of your past achievements and how far you've come. Build the habit of speaking to yourself as you would speak to a close friend, supportively, and with belief in your success. Developing a growth mindset is another powerful way to overcome negativity. A growth mindset is the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through hard work, dedication, and learning. When you approach life with a growth mindset, you understand that challenges are not obstacles, but opportunities to grow. Failures are not final, but are part of the process. By committing to this mindset, you open yourself up to continual growth and improvement. This mindset shifts the way you respond to negative experiences. Instead of seeing them as threats, you see them as chances to learn and grow stronger. Surround yourself with positive influences. Your environment plays a significant role in shaping your mindset. If you're constantly surrounded by negativity, whether it's from people, media, or your surroundings, it becomes difficult to stay positive. Choose to surround yourself with people who support your growth, who uplift you, and who encourage you to be the best version of yourself. Likewise, Consume content that motivates and inspires you. Read books, listen to podcasts, and watch videos that empower you to overcome negativity and grow. Creating a positive environment reinforces your commitment to growth and helps you stay focused on your goals. Practice mindfulness and self-care. Negativity often arises from stress, overwhelm, and burnout. By taking care of yourself, physically, mentally, and emotionally, you create the space to manage negativity more effectively. Practice mindfulness to stay present in the moment and prevent negative thoughts from spiraling out of control. Take time each day to relax, recharge, and clear your mind. When you are well rested and balanced, you are better equipped to face challenges and deal with negativity in a constructive way. One key aspect of committing to growth is setting realistic, achievable goals. When you have clear goals and a roadmap for success, negativity becomes less overwhelming. Rather than focusing on all the things that are wrong or that you haven't accomplished yet, break your goals down into small, manageable steps. Celebrate each victory along the way, no matter how small. This helps you stay motivated and focused on the positive aspects of your journey. Achieving these smaller goals builds confidence and reinforces the belief that you are capable of overcoming any challenge. Accountability is also crucial in the journey of growth. Share your goals and commitments with someone you trust. Whether it's a friend, family member, or mentor, having someone to hold you accountable helps you stay on track and maintain your commitment to overcoming negativity. When you know that someone else is rooting for your success, it strengthens your resolve to push through the tough moments and keep going. Accountability provides both motivation and a sense of responsibility to follow through on your personal growth journey. Finally, understand that overcoming negativity every single day requires consistency and patience. Growth is not immediate, and it's easy to get discouraged when you don't see results right away. But if you commit to facing negativity head-on and staying dedicated to your growth, you will see progress over time. Each day you overcome negativity, no matter how small the victory, you build resilience and strength. Over time you will notice a shift in your mindset, and negativity will no longer have the same power over you. Commit to growth every day, and you will unlock your full potential.